Hey everybody, it's Matt from You and Your Horror Movies, and welcome to day 26 of my 31 days of horror. Yes, 5 more days to go. Woo! So far, so good. Bringing you a film from 1980. It's put out by Troma. Now, don't let Troma fool you. Sometimes they put out some kind of really weird films, but they also put out some little gems, too. And this actually is a gem. This was actually really good. For 1980, it's called The Children. Yes, you have yourself a killer kid flick. What this film is, you have a toxic waste facility, of course, nearby, and there is a crack in the tubing, and of course, it releases a toxic waste cloud. Well, meanwhile, a school bus full of kids are driving along, and of course, the bus driver ends up driving through the toxic waste cloud, and of course, the bus stalls, and we have ourselves killer kids because the toxic waste has turned them into little killers. Of course, they look fine, they look normal, but as soon as they give you a hug, you start to engulf in toxic fumes and you start to engulf in flames. And of course, it's a kid, your little loved one. You're going to love up, you're going to run up to them, give them a hug, you miss them. But that's how the kids get you. Is of course, they yell, "Mommy, Daddy," and they put out their arms to be hugged. That's like a trap. And of course now, these kids have turned into these zombie-like beings, but they look normal. And of course, now a bunch of townsfolk are trying to stop these killer kids. And of course, the toxic waste has pretty much made them indestructible, except for one apparent flaw that can kill these kids. It's kind of rough because you're killing kids. But again, that's what Troma does. They put out some weird flicks, some disturbing things, but they kind of go beyond a little bit of a border going, alright, it's film, usually the kid lives, well, how about we have the kids as the killers? So yeah, this is another fun, great killer kid flick, and this definitely needs to be in people's collections. I'm not going to give out how they kill the kids, because that would ruin the film, but it's kind of cool because, again, it's your loved one, your little child there, and give that little bugger a hug, and all of a sudden now you're engulfed and you burn and you're turned into toxic whatever. But it's pretty cool, badass. I like how they did the film. This is the 25th anniversary edition, and of course you can this was long out of print, but then they re-released the 25th one, and I think it's still available, so I recommend grabbing it. For special features, okay, you got audio commentary, interviews with producers, film introduction by Troma president and creator Lloyd Kaufman, coming up attractions by Troma, and a bunch more. So you got a nice good disc loaded with a bunch of features. To far to my knowledge, there is no Blu-ray, just the DVD. But again, this is a definitely must own. And again, don't let Troma title fool you. And a lot of people think, oh, Troma, it's going to be bad. No, not necessarily. Out of a possible 10, this gets a 7 out of 10, just because it's low budget. The picture quality is not the greatest, but it's a transfer from, I think, the 35mm that they did. It was originally damaged, and I guess they found an extra copy, or they somehow repaired it, so they put out their best transfer on it. But again, The Children, fantastic flick from 1980. Again, if you're into killer kid films, this is a definitely must own. Again, guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed day 26 of my 31 days of horror. Let me know in the comments down below. Peace.